before, but these are Clover's official notes, guys. Last session opens with, boar is a giant boar. Partway there is unclear whether is really a trail. Merrick gets sweet sword from big wolf spirit in middle of night. Nords think is a good omen. Cross a little scary stream. Bjorn says Frostvilles are attacking more, attacking Hvita. One village has all the people disappeared. Sign of struggle, but no people or animals. Cora asks to borrow sword. She and Merrick trade. Somehow causes party scuffle as people think it is cursed. Otar has a set of manacles. Cora is knocked out. Andre casts sleep, and then doesn't remember what happened with the sword. Merrick takes the sword back. Otar is a drunk and cheap. Cora is naive, ? Otar trusts all caps no one. I learned to play dice. Guys in bone armor, helmets made of skulls, matches descriptions of Frostfell, camp of slaughtered people, holding Tula hostage ? For torture ? We rescue her, a Kenku and Hobgoblin appear and help out. And those have been the official notes of Clover.
Spot on.
Rock solid.
Yep. So we're killing these guys, right?
They have good loot.
I think Brian could take all of us, personally.
Yeah, I'm not gonna attempt it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll take my chances.
I mean, it took us like 4 or 5 swings to kill these guys, and they took them 2 shots.
Yeah, just one each.
Yeah.
Who's Brian?
Brian's the Hobgoblin.
Oh,
we decided
I've got the wild boar as Rowan.
Yeah, and the Hobgoblin is Brian. And the Kenku is either Twitch or Hey You.
All right, so you guys had just beat the barbarians wearing the bone armor and helmets. The female that had been casting, and there was another one, looked like perhaps a shaman. They have escaped, fled off deeper into the woods. However, you do have now this Kenku and the Hobgoblin standing there. They have their arms to the side. They had basically put down their weapons. They're basically standing there like they don't mean any harm.
That seems suspicious because it already means us harm.
Well, who the hell are you all?
I'll run down to where Tula's at.
I'm going to do something weird real quick.
I'm going
to pull out my cleaver. Slam it into this dude's... Yeah, my meat cleaver.
What the fuck?
I'm going to slam it into this dude's chest. In front of me. Open up his chest. Say... Hold on. I need to switch other tab. Megan igen taka pig e Fidor hunu ug hug hilfer frajus ug viltur e fordron sedum border means, which in giant means may Igun take you into her embrace and you run free and wild in her fertile fields, my brother, as I eat his fucking heart.
All right.
That's what I do.
Well,
all right, Khaleesi.
We're gonna have to kill him in the future, aren't we?
All right, you see the Hobgoblin speaks up. He's like, "I am Pox. This is Quinnet. This is Lear of the Bannermen."
How do you put chat? Please.
Thanks. Standing at over 7 feet tall, Palks' lineage is betrayed by his physique. A hobgoblin, or at least a half-breed, he stares at you through dark eyes. A faint smile appears on his face as he shows you he has no ill will to your party. With a deep voice, he introduces himself as Palks, a member of the Bannermen, whereas he looks like an imposing and potentially violent figure. His persona comes off as one that is gentle and thoughtful in his words. His weapons tell a tale of capable combatant. He holds an iron-shod staff in one hand and has a crossbow that is now slung across his back. And so Quinnet speaks up, and he again pronounces his name, sounding much like Palk's. Dark-feathered Kenku with an old tattered cloak introduces himself as Quinnet. The voice sounds oddly like that of his companion Palk's, much as the way of the Kenku to mimic what they hear. Curious, he cocks his head back and forth, weighing the party. Following Palk's lead, he also holds his hands to the side, revealing that he is currently unarmed. Crossbow hangs from his side, a dagger from the other. Numerous pouches adorn his belt and sash. Letting out a squawk, he looks to the party and says, "Friends," in a light female voice.
Oh, it's a lady shoe.
No, it's just mimicking.
Yeah, it's a completely just.
Is it a lady or a guy?
It's a guy. It just he
Okay.
uses voice. Repeats what he's heard.
Honestly,
What was that?
it's a dude. Is it standard? Does everyone just know the difference between a lady Kenku and a dude Kenku?
Yeah, that's
Do
very
we know-
nice. You don't.
Yeah, really. I mean, you could like lift up the tail feathers or something to take a look, but you know.
Yeah, I don't see a dingus.
I'm imagining the banner hands and the banner men are the same thing.
Yep.
Okay. Well, why are you here, might I ask?
Palk speaks up. He says, "Our party was ambushed deeper into the woods. We were exploring ruins. Only the two of us survived.
Which
We're-
ruins were these?
He tells you it's let me see where he told you here. He tells you that you all or they were checking out some sort of burial ground, probably about a half day's journey away. And they were making their way back to the trail to head back towards Elderholt. When they heard the skirmish and the barbarians, and seeing as though you all were just adventurers, they decided to intervene and assist.
Of course. Well, I suppose I should thank you for coming to our aid. But I believe that we have everything handled here.
What attacked you?
What did you say?
I ask Quinnet, what attacked you at the ruins?
He cocks his head side to side in very bird-like fashion.
I
And
probably copy.
corpses.
Corpses attacked you.
And Palk says, yes, excuse my friend. He's sparing on his words. Undead.
Well, Evie, I believe we had a similar situation, am I right?
Damn straight.
There seems to be something going on strange around here, but with the remainder of our party deceased, we need to return and report back to Lady
Of
Aja.
course. Well, if you all need anything, Aja knows who we are, so
And you have us at a disadvantage. Your name?
Thrain. Otar Thrain.
And I'm
This is
Evie.
Evie, and this is. I haven't learned her name yet.
She's the Clover boss.
Mm,
Clover.
that's right.
And I walk over to the group. I gotta close all these tabs I didn't close. And I'm Andre.
Oh shit!
Kill him! Kill him!
Yeah, not. I thought the same thing.
I go,
Yes,
don't worry,
I
he's a
walk
good man. I
over.
tickle him under the chin.
I walk over
I
with my bloody
put on like the most
hands
like
and the
worst smile
blood
possible.
all over my face.
All right. And they're like, well, if there's nothing else, I guess we'll be headed back to Elderholt. We'll let Lady Aja know that you're on your way there. Be careful. There's powerful beings there. It's something strange. We've been through these woods probably a couple dozen times. Never have we run into anything like that.
Of course. Before you go, do you mind answering? Do you all know who these barbarians were that we were fighting?
Frostfells. Why is Evie on her head?
Because I
Yes,
found
I
it in the
just-
stalk. I had to find out what it did.
Yeah. So they're the Frostfells, the cannibal tribe. Don't know what they're doing all the way over here. Yep.
Well, I thank you for being so forthcoming with everything.
Not a problem. It's good to help.
Yes. And please keep us informed on what Lady Aja's decision on the burrows are.
She sent you to explore the barrows.
No, we've just heard similar stories of strange happenances over there. Been curious to explore it ourselves, but perhaps not the best idea.
Yes, we will let her know. And should she decide, she could always send. He kind of shakes his head. Additional help. Not that it would matter much.
Of course. Well, you go first.
If you don't mind my asking, I understand this must be hard to lose close friends, but was it pure numbers, or was there just beings beyond your capabilities there?
Both.
That is terrifying indeed.
It was indeed. Spirits.
Well, we should
Skeletal beings.
That's not good.
Yes. Well, we are on our way
Sounds
to
like
the
your group
local
got
village.
boned then.
That's very inappropriate. Okay. Well, I want you all to keep safe on your way to Elderholt, and if you see any wolves, no matter how big or small, stay away from them. The wolves seem to be a lot more powerful nowadays than they were a few weeks ago. I'm just going to stare over to Cora.
Yeah, they do seem to be master trolls.
Wave really obnoxiously.
I'm sorry, what was that? Evie?
Oh, I was just going, yeah, the wolves do seem to be master trolls.
Yeah. Just make sure you stay safe.
Meanwhile,
Don't take any
Over-
weaponry from wildlife. We learned that the hard way.
over in the bottom corner, Merrick, Tula greets you, and let me get her card for you.
Yeah, she's ugly.
Tula, are you all right?
I am better now, thank you. What? Why are you here? That's
The Jarl has sent men out to look for your party.
we were captured by Frostfells. Unfortunately, I think I'm the only one who has survived. The others weren't so lucky.
Yeah, they found the remains of the others.
They tortured poor Aiden over there while I watched. She kind of shakes her head sadly. We were just hunting. I came upon a nice stag that we were going to take down and return to Hvita with. That was when they caught us unawares. I don't know where they came from, but I don't even know what they're doing over here. That good.
No, go ahead.
The female, she was the worst one out of all of them. She drank the blood of Aiden. Horrible.
Well, I bled her a little bit. She's got 2 good arrows sticking in her. Unfortunately, she snuck off before I could finish the job.
Be careful if she is around. She's dangerous. Her and that shaman. They ran off into the woods once that fog appeared.
Well, there's 3 others with us too. Maybe we should all try to track them down before they get away. But we also came across some of the Frostfell necromancers down at the tower where the rangers light the fires.
And says, as much as I want vengeance, I'm tired, cold, and I'm starving. Do you have anything to eat?
Yes, I have plenty. Back at the camp, I got a horse you can take too.
Okay. She looks over at the group. She says, who are these that you travel with now?
These are some of the people I've met here at Elderholt. And we've helped clear out the necromancers at the tower. And they chose to come with me to help look for you.
It's appreciated. It's been so long. As she sits there and chews on some of the food that you gave her. And she looks at you and smiles, pats you on the shoulder gently, and
I take it she's older than me.
not by much. You guys are about the same age. She might have a year or two, but that's it. Says, it's good to see you. We've missed you.
Well, let me go introduce you to everybody, and we should all head back to camp.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go take her back over to the group and introduce her to everybody.
And
Oh,
that's
okay.
how I suplexed a moose.
What the hell are you talking about? They just left. When did you suplex a moose? Okay.
I assume that the other two are still there at the moment. Palks and Quinnet.
Nope, they've actually slipped off.
They didn't say bye? Rude.
Useless fucks.
Well, I hope they're good.
You
enough
told
make
them to
it.
go.
I didn't.
I like a musical, like goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Really? What do they need?
Otar is
Yeah.
like, all right, well, good luck on your journey. See you
Who
later.
is listening
Exactly.
to Otar? Like the
And they're
Bible.
like, oh,
Why do we
okay.
need them? Well,
I mean,
They
we're
may
going in
need
the
us.
opposite direction of them.
But
is this the Nord that we're supposed to be finding?
yeah, this is Tula. Jarl's daughter.
Does she look injured? I'm guessing
Well.
she's injured.
We can't hear you if you're on, Owen.
What was it? I'm sorry, Eric.
They were asking if she was injured.
Oh, she is actually not injured. Not a
Okay.
scratch.
never mind.
It looks like she might have been perhaps beat down at some point. She does have some bruises. She's a little bit dirty. But other than just a cut or two and some bruising, she seems to be in very good shape. Thank you all for coming to our aid. I wish you could have got here sooner, but I understand. It's unfortunate that poor Aiden, they tortured him before my eyes. Frostfells are savages.
Were they looking for any information?
They were looking for something. They just happened to run upon us. Finding Jarl's daughter. That was an added bonus for them. I think they were planning on using me as some sort of leverage.
Or nods it.
What was that?
Or just nods at that, using her for leverage.
Since, you see
Look at
she walks up to one of the fallen, grabs a shield, and she grabs a spear from the snow. It's the daylight is getting short. If we're going to make it back to Hvita, we need to leave soon, before fall catches us out in the wilderness.
Were we making camp already? Or did we just they just stopped back farther? The other Nords.
You guys had only traveled for about 2 or 3 hours before running into this. So it's afternoon. However, it will start to get dark within the next few hours. She tells you you're about 4 hours from outside of Hvita.
Let's head on out then.
Well,
Yeah.
before we head out, I'm gonna collect some of the loot that's here. Does anybody want to help me?
I'll help you.
I hope.
See if we find any Tula stuff.
Yep. So I'm just gonna go around searching the bodies, taking whatever they have.
I'm gonna help Otar
All right.
find some artifacts.
Of course, I closed the book.
You find 17 teeth and 3 rib bones.
Yes. What happened to the rest of
Or
them?
That's all they left.
A lot of bones.
The rest is in Gorbun's belly.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this later. Where
Those up first, right?
She's
Because
Yeah.
sapient creatures. I don't know. We're gonna
did
bad
not-
prep pretty quick.
I did not eat his bones. I'm not a heathen. I ate his heart like a respectable person.
That's completely
Yeah, tell him you
different.
wouldn't make bone marrow soup or something. You give him a
That makes
chance.
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah,
He's
it
an
makes
evil
yeah, see?
fucker.
You find 50 silver pieces. And a small gold bracelet.
Ooh.
And a set of engraved bone dice.
Ooh, I want the dice.
Okay, I'll take the 50 silver P.
Hold on, I'm not quite done yet.
Okay.
Evie asks if she can have the gold bracelet. She wants to try enchanting it.
All right, and you also find a vial, glass with a cork stopper, and it is filled with a very light blue liquid.
Andre's interested in that. If
Yeah, I'm gonna immediately hand that to whoever's closest to Andre or Evie. One of the two. Yeah, figure
I
out
like
what this
mystery
does.
fluids, they always do well for me.
Here's the
Question.
bracelet, Evie, and then here's your dice, Clover.
Question to the DM.
All right, it is the vial. It is magical. I assume you are going to use your innate ability there.
I would
Corbin.
definitely investigate on it or have somebody help me out with it. So
I mean, I
Yeah.
can just fucking hold on.
yeah,
As well.
Well, you can identify magic stuff, right?
Yeah, I can do that. No, I'm gonna
Or at least like know if it's magical, which we now know it's magical. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
I
is.
definitely won't drink it until I have an idea of what it actually is, because I don't want to like die. You know.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
It is indeed magical.
But if it's
Yeah,
like a
give you
magic
sweet
sport drink,
bands.
like a potion that like makes your nerves feel like they're burning or something. I don't want that. So I'll save it.
Oh, what kind of magic is it?
Let me double check. I think I know, but I want to make sure.
Because I can do that, right? That's the thing I can do.
It's a,
Yeah, I do. Sweet.
it's a potion of protection from undead. Andre just
It's a
has to run
potion-
away from himself.
It's just a potion that makes things slightly more delicious.
Spices.
Or
Alright,
it's a potion that makes
um,
like the next thing you eat taste delicious. It's just a potion.
I was wrong. It is evocation.
Oh,
That sounds like it could be really good or really dangerous.
yeah. That's different. All right. Oh, also, wearing this magic ring for a while, have I discerned what kind of enchantment it might have on it?
I mean, I'll take it back if you guys don't want it.
Totally do.
It is divine magic for sure.
Of the ring?
Yep.
Interesting.
When did was that from last? That was from last week, correct?
Yes, it's the
Thrym.
gold ring with an opal in it.
Yep, from Thrym.
Yes.
Yep. It is definitely divine in nature. Beyond that, you're not entirely sure. It's just you're not completely 100% up to par on their culture or religion. You know some, but probably not enough to decipher it.
Do we find any like weapons or shields or anything?
There are some weapons. They each had battle axes.
Wait, is Thrym the evil god, right?
Yes. Thrym
Okay, then
is
it's not that ring. It's the ring I
Sign of
found.
that, yes?
It's the ring we found in the tower. Because I remember I detected magic on it, and you said it was magical. So I was waiting to see if I could figure out what the fuck it was. It's a gold ring with opal in it.
Gold ring with opal. Going back here. Wow, that was a little while ago.
Yes, I just put it on, never knew what it did. Sorry, it's with a garnet. My bad. It's with a garnet.
It's just another ring that you don't want to take off.
Actually, I do have a gold ring with an opal and a gold ring with an garnet. I'm just fucking blinging up. I look good.
Well, I'm going to get back to you on that because I am not entirely sure. I got to check my notes a little bit further. But
Okay.
just for sake of time, I will get back to you.
Okay. I'm just
All
curious.
Yeah, they have battle axes. Their armor is really just bones. And each of them has basically like a helmet that is a skull. Larger than a human skull, but a skull nonetheless. It basically forms like a cap and a mask.
Bone helmet.
Do they have any trinkets? Little weird shiny baubles? Any non-shiny baubles?
All right, let me see. Oh my god, my eyes are itchy.
Bone dice.
It'd be
Yes.
funny if they had like a gold.
Nice.
Oh yeah, they do. Bone dice, yeah.
They did, yeah.
Oh.
Could be really innate things. Little tiny non-magical folk charms. Little cultural things.
One just has a picture of his family.
Oh yeah, I'm pocketing that shit.
Have you guys seen that John Mulaney bit where he's like, it's like, I like to steal pictures because it's the
Yeah,
one thing
the
you
one
can't
thing you
replace.
can never. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
You figured me out, guys.
All right.
Josh, do I have time to ritually cast something?
That's up to you guys. If she tells you, I mean, obviously you guys can loot, and so while everybody's looting, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll detect magic on the small gold bracelet.
No, none of that is magical.
Sweet.
The only thing magic is the bottle.
Well, I suppose that we yeah we got everything here.
All right, excellent. You guys, Merrick, you go with Tula to get the horses and the other Nords.
Should we burn the bodies, considering that undead have been popping everywhere? I'm asking the party this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sure, why
I
not?
would say yes if I was there.
Okay, well, let's put them next to this dead tree right here, and we'll burn the tree down.
Or there's already a fire going.
That's two. Yeah, that probably is a better.
We
If
might
that's a
cook one
bonfire.
fall.
Yeah.
It's a cooking fire. All you got to do is move the pot.
Okay.
The food that's in the pot, probably not something y'all want to eat, except maybe besides Corbin.
Corbin.
Yeah, but it's probably not made well.
Okay.
Probably not.
So
At least got to do them justice.
we throw all the bodies on the fire.
Okay.
Is the pot nice?
So you throw the bodies on the fire. Eventually, it takes you throw some extra wood on there, as there is a wood pile there as well. And before long, there is a pretty good blaze going as the bodies get incinerated.
Dead body bonfire. Okay.
Better than a
Well.
living body bonfire.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. Okay.
Says Gorbin says the thing in giant again. I just don't feel like saying all that in Icelandic again.
Well, is that Nord and Tola with the horses and Nords? Suspecting they've came by this point.
Oh,
Like-
interesting.
I remember.
I'll look that up.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's in there, but basically it gives advantage on that.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. So with that, having rescued Tula, you begin your trek just a couple of hours north to the town of Hvita. And it would help if I actually moved all of you there, not just myself. All right. The remainder of the journey is cold, but uneventful.
Evie's got the bracelet.
And uneventful as the sun begins to set not too far in the distance. At the top of a hill is the town of Hvita. Let me show you the thing. All right, the closest Nord village to Elderholt is Hvita, ruled by the Grey Wolf clan and Jarl Arnor. It is a small town of approximately 2,000 people. Hvita is surrounded by stone walls with watchtowers spaced across its perimeter. It lies within the shadow of the Skalier Mountains and is but a few-hour trek of the Eldra Gunnar, the lake in the mountains. The primary industries of the town are lumber, fish, furs, copper, and gold. All right. And as you approach, you do see there are guards at the gates, and they each hold a torch in one hand, in their shield hand, and then they also have a spear in the other. Seeing a large party approaching, you see other guards basically appear atop the walls armed with bows. And as you approach, they relax a little bit, seeing that you all are basically Southerners or the foreigners. And they see Tula and the other Nords approaching. Entering the city, the streets are mud, and most of the buildings are made out of wood and thatch. However, there are a handful of stone structures around the area. It looks as if this town was built on top of perhaps ruins of the former occupants, as both the walls and the stone buildings that you see, they're quite remarkable in their build. And
so they're like actual like stone walls?
Yeah, if you see in the picture, like the lower about 10 feet of the wall, they are stone. And then above that, it looks like it was added after the fact. It is wooden.
Okay.
There are wooden walls. It looks like perhaps there was more at some point.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, but it looks like it's just age and time has taken its toll. Entering the village, you see people come out of their houses to see the foreigners, along with Tula and the other Nords. They point and whisper to one another, speaking together in small huddles. Merrick, you see a few individual people that you recognize from the past. Can't quite remember all of their names, but still, yeah, you still. Whereas you're not, you are. It's kind of an odd situation that you hold with the people here. You arrive at a central, basically longhouse. Much like the walls, the lower portion is made of stone, and then the upper portion is crafted in timber in the typical Nord tradition. You see the double doors on the building open up as a large man with blonde braided hair and a blonde beard step out from the interior of the building. And all right, a fearsome warrior, Arnor, leads the Grey Wolf tribe from the town of Hvita. Standing 6'3" and 250 pounds, Arnor is an imposing figure. Rules his lands wisely and justly from the front, not one to sit and be idle. I thought I corrected that earlier. Anyway, he is active in all aspects of his people's lives. Often found doing manual labor or hunting, he is popular with his folk. Having lost his wife to a wasting sickness a few years prior, Arnor has but one true daughter, the proud shield maiden Tula. Arnor leading a raiding party of Sonic Town, which is basically Merrick's story. And as he walks out from the interior of the building, says, Tula, my daughter, as she runs up, embraces Arnor, and he holds her at arm's length, gives her a kiss on the forehead, and then turns to the group, seeing Merrick. He's like, Merrick, my son, welcome back. I see you received my message.
I have, and came back safely.
As I expected, as the gods predicted. Says, come, you and your friends, join me at the fire. And as you walk in, you see it is a very large, long house. There is a central, basically like a rectangular fire pit that fills the center of the room. There's a large fire going in that, and there are numerous meats and vegetables, that sort of thing, cooking over an open fire. There are numerous warriors and other individuals throughout the structure. Furs, as well as hunting trophies, adorn the walls. And as you sit down, let me...
How does it smell?
How does it smell?
Just so you know, I have advantage on smell checks.
On smell
So
check?
I really know. Yeah, I do.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Wait,
would
what?
It
guess
smells
it's
That's a
delicious.
legit part of the
Cooking?
class.
Smell checks and taste check.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
guess.
it smells delicious. It smells like venison, or
Ooh.
perhaps elk. You're not entirely sure, but it definitely smells delicious. They know how to season.
Is there any moose? Because that's my favorite.
Is there what?
Moose, because that's my favorite.
No, there is no moose. None for you to wrestle.
Fuck.
All right. So he sits you all down. Basically, he sits at the forefront of the fire pit, and you guys kind of crowd in around to the left and right. Welcome to Hvita. You are welcome guests if you are a friend of Merrick.
Prisoner?
That's great.
It's like I got lost on the way here. Like honestly, don't really know what's happening.
Roaming undead.
Yeah, it's like that.
He says, I am the ruler of this town, of the clan Grey Wolf. So, I am very pleased that you have saved my daughter from the evil Frostfells and their cannibal ways. Savages. He spits.
I awkwardly look at Orban.
I'm not a cannibal.
That's
Like,
true.
He's not, he was.
We've not actually.
He's the
come across
Khaleesi. Come on.
He's not my species.
He says the Frostfells have been encroaching on our territories for a few seasons now. Not sure what they're up to, but it is not good. The dead walk the lands.
They've
I look
also
over at Andre.
they've also
Of course.
gone as far south as the Rangers Tower, and we're trying to raise the dead there, underneath the tower.
That's his ill news.
Maybe they're just misunderstood, guys.
Clover raises her hand.
He kind of curses under his breath in Nord. And he says, Faye. Yes, little one.
So, are all the undead from the Frostfells? Are they the ones causing that problem? I'm a little behind on this.
We do not know for sure, but it cannot be mere coincidence.
Have they been seen to do that before?
No. There's talk amongst them. We were able to capture a few. We first forced the name the White Queen from their lips before they died.
Can I describe the dude we saw? The main necromancer guy that we saw by like all his tattoos and stuff. See if they know.
You can describe. You describe him. He says, "That's a Frostfell."
Okay, I didn't know if
who
you.
it was.
I didn't know if you were like, yeah, that's Kevin. He's the leader of the Frostfell.
Sorry, unplugged myself. All right. It's just one of their minions. They are many. They inhabit mostly to the west. Past few seasons, they've been coming closer and closer, eventually entering our lands. They've entered other clans' lands as well. Seems their strength is gathering. For what purpose, I know not.
Is there any other word on the White Queen?
The White Queen, we weren't able to get much more from him. Some being perhaps what's causing this cold.
Have they spoken about the White Queen before? Has this name popped up? Clover's like leaning in really intense now.
And Meg, There is one in regards to what you were thinking, but it's not. This doesn't sound like that one.
No, it doesn't sound like that one, but that would be still the name
Yeah.
you're using. Okay.
He says, "The White Queen perhaps is the cause of this cold weather that we've been experiencing. We barely have a growing season. Our food stocks grow smaller and smaller every year."
How long has it been that things were getting worse?
What's up?
How long has it been that things were getting worse? Colder, less food.
And I can say anybody who's been here on this continent for more than just a handful of months, if you've been here for years, you've noticed generally that slowly over the course of years that the temperature has begun to fall further and further. The growing seasons are shorter. It's not very typical. It seems like
Global cooling.
just the growing seasons basically they shorten by about a week every year. So the point now where there's like 3 or 4 weeks, there's like 3 months of growing, and then that's it.
That sounds sustainable.
What was that?
So that doesn't sound sustainable.
No, we eat much of the meat, but game is growing scarcer. The further you go north, the worse it gets. You down in Elderholt, your seasons are a little bit longer there. That's why we trade for grain.
There is one possibility of who this witch queen is.
Who?
Yeah, what's your theory?
My theory.
I pull out the blade and toss it on the ground in the scabbard. It's the vampire. She's still alive.
Wait. You guys had a vampire out here? You guys didn't say shit?
What?
She's alive. How?
I
We
don't
killed her.
know.
I agree with Andre.
Whoa, yeah, I agree with them. What the fuck is this about a fucking vampire?
Yeah.
We have one in Elderholt, now we have one here. What the fuck?
We have a vampire and ultra.
Something you should
Wait, what?
keep to your fucking self.
Yeah, remember we were making fun of that elf for looking like a vampire.
Oh, that poor guy.
I was like, I'm like racking my brain there for a second. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
We weren't in level 1 and I threw a vampire at them.
Has Otar heard anything of like a vampire in Elderholt like in the past 7 years that he's been there?
No, you haven't heard. I mean, there's always stories about monsters and everything, some of which are true, but you haven't heard anything specifically about a vampire. That would be, somebody drained of all their blood, and nothing like that.
Of course, yeah.
Drained of gold coin, perhaps, but not blood.
A wolf in the middle of this night sent me this, and it was from her, and I can hear her voice.
Wolves are good omens, typically. You're sure?
Still want an explanation on that vampire.
I as well.
Arnor looks at Merrick. It's not for me to tell.
It's your tale.
Who do you want me to ask? You want to go ask this barmaid over there? Hey, wench, tell me about the fucking vampire. Who do you want me to ask? You're the Jarl of this place.
It's Merrick's story.
But I was just a small child. You tell them the tale.
Wait, you're saying that Merrick's the undead of this group?
That would explain a lot.
What the fuck does that mean, Andre?
Merrick is not undead.
Corbin checks his neck, like grabs him by the head, and like tilts his head.
Arnor says, we raided a vampire's lair on the coast. She had been taking our young for years, using them, never to return. We raided her there. I slew her with my own sword. Head fell to the floor. There we found Merrick, a young boy, not a vampire. She had used him, but did not turn him. Evidenced by some scars that we found.
Well, I'm gonna be the first to say, just because you kill something doesn't mean it's dead.
True.
Josh, can I do some kind of like lore check for vampires?
Nature, sure.
Nature?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool, because that's the one I'm proficient in. Totally.
Cool. What do you want to know?
How they're killed.
Generally speaking, killing with just normal assortment of weapons is not necessarily going to do it, especially if they are very strong. From what you understand now, they're not Fae even in the faintest form, but your understanding is that they are very powerful. Takes more than a mere sword. There are different methods used, from the classic beheading and perhaps burning, stake to the heart. There's any number of different things that are suggested, but few ever return the tale of how they did it.
But with that check, do I get a sense that like a decapitation would totally do it, or do I know better?
It depends. It might. From what you understand, is it depends on the power of the being being killed. If they are exceptionally powerful or old, there is the possibility that would not work. That basically they would revert to a different form and retreat. Basically turning incorporeal and going to the coffin.
Cool. I'd share that with the group.
Wow, that's a paragraph. Okay.
Arno says, little one, I wish you were with us at the time. It would have saved us much trouble.
So you're saying there's a vampire out there and you neglected to tell Elderholt?
We thought we killed it. Elderholt's business is Elderholt's business. We trade. We are civil. We do not raid. Beyond that, if they ask, we may provide. No one asks. He shrugs. We thought the deed was done. This was years ago, far from Elderholt. This is more Hvita's problem. Although, as of recently, we have had little other than there are beings walking now through the woods. The Draugr. Undead. Old warriors. Fallen in battle. Filled with rage. They rise from their graves. Usually it's just to defend what's theirs. As of late, within the past so many months, they've begun attacking, raiding.
Are they coming from any one place?
Scouting, hunting parties run into them on occasion. Some return, some do not.
Where was this vampire's original lair?
On the coast. Other side of the mountains, up past a great lake. So Merrick, basically what I just told you about them, that's about all you know. You do know, you recognize the name. It was considered basically the scary story to keep children from wandering too far in the woods. Apparently, the story has now become a reality.
So no idea if there's a difference between the Draugr and like regular skeletons or zombies. Then
your understanding is that these things are like really the Draugr. They are very fierce, very more like what you would expect of like a berserker, like the Frostfells that you just fought. They would be vicious attackers like that. Skeletons and zombies are pretty mindless. But the one thing you do know about the lore behind the Draugr is that they do maintain a semblance of intelligence of their or knowledge of what they were prior to, and it seems they have a hatred for anything living.
oh, that's good.
So Arnor, the Barrowlands. There seems to be activity there. Once
The Bannermen
What's
just sent some. I said the Bannermen from Elderholt just sent some men down there, and most of them did not make it.
he nods. Perhaps the rumors are true. It says once, long ago, our peoples, we buried them alongside those of the previous occupants. The Vagar. Since we've been staying closer to home, burning our dead here. raising their souls to Valhalla.
Well, I think that at the very least we need to scout the outskirts of the Barrowlands for the sake of Hvita and Elderholt.
For now, you will not leave tonight. Too dangerous in the dark. Tonight, we shall celebrate the return of Tula. My distinguished guests, not extinguished. That would be completely different. That would be completely different.
Oh, that word choice.
And then he throws water.
It's
on
like
it.
He kills you with that great sword, and that's it. Game over.
It's like
Wow.
Who's
the
gaming next?
One swing.
blood wedding all over again.
So, he basically says something in Nord to the effect of, welcome our friends, open the casks, and celebrate this evening, for Tula has returned. And the warriors, the Nord warriors and other individuals, they cheer, and mead, primarily mead, and there is some ale and wine as well, but everything is passed around, and you guys feast. And if you don't mind holding just for a moment, I'm going to go use the pate. Be right back.
Sounds like a plan.
Josh is still using a potty?
That is in your pants.
You know, when you get to his age, sometimes you just revert a little bit.
Wait, is
It'll
it
happen to all of you. Don't worry.
careful?
Yeah, I plan to go out on a blaze of glory by 35.
Well, mine was actually 30.
That was such a long time ago.
It was.
Did I know you when you were 30?
Now I'm still around putting up with your shit. Yeah, it's good. It was like, Jesus, 2 years ago, maybe. But yeah, I just
Just found out you can drag things from your character sheet onto the bottom of the map screen, like skill checks and attacks and spells, and then you can just click them.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
I'm sorry, what? You said you can take things off the character sheet and put it onto the picture?
Yeah, so like just beneath where all the names are, like grab like acrobatics, something, and just pull it down to the bottom of the screen, and then at the very left you should be able to drop the first one, and then it's easier after you've done the first one, I think, and then you can color them and rename them. So I've got like initiative, all the skills that I'm proficient in, and some attacks and some spells.
I am back.
Be able to do that.
Alex was just pulling it. That's one thing.
Cool.
Welcome back. How's your pee?
It was wonderful.
You shake more than twice because then you're playing with yourself.
It was quite satisfying.
So
Number 1, 2, or 3.
All right. So, Andre stepped away. All right. So basically you all are eating, drinking, and celebrating, for the most part, Tola's return to her father. Anything anybody wants to do?
I'm definitely eating like the whole leg of like an elk.
Okay.
Just ripped it off.
Most of the people just kind of eye you. Are you wearing the Ring of Thrym?
No, I was specifically told not to do that by most of my party, so I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Okay, you do not drink. They have non-alcoholic beverages, primarily water, teas.
I'm assuming they're still staring at me though, because I'm a fucking.
There's goat's
giant.
milk.
Ooh.
I go find my sister and tell her, I have something to light your way in the darkness, and I give her one of those effort torches.
Where did you find such a thing?
In the Dwarven ruins underneath the Ranger's Tower.
De Verger. Thank you. This is quite valuable. Why? She gratefully accepts it. And she gives you a hug. And this will come in handy. So, and she sits you down. She says, tell me what you've been doing.
I met the big fella here like nearly a year ago. And we've made a lot of trips out into the wild. But recently, some of his friends have arrived, and we've gotten together, and we went and took back the Ranger's Tower from the necromancer. I think they're the ones that discovered the ruins that were underneath the tower. Unfortunately, their leaders, most of them escaped. We just defeated the undead that they raised.
Yes, Meg.
Sweet, thank you.
Yep. She says, I'm sorry to hear the troubles have made it that far south. At least you all were there to stop things from getting out of hand.
I think that's
go ahead.
Just one small bit of what's been going on.
She kind of looks around almost nervously, and she says, you know, Father, he's proud. Our warriors keep getting fewer and fewer. We send hunting parties out. Sometimes they return, others they don't. It's becoming dangerous. I fear that before long we will need to leave this place. Perhaps return to our ancestral lands.
That being on this continent or elsewhere?
Elsewhere.
What if the other Jarls?
What's that?
What are the other Jarls?
Everybody seems to be having the same problems. There's talk of joining the clans to take on this evil. It's just talk. They each have their own objectives. This one wants land, and this one wants silver. And
I suppose they all want to live.
Father keeps pressing that point. Unfortunately, not all are as in bad of a position as us. There are bigger clans, of course, and those that are not being affected as much. Well, it would go a long way to helping our clan if you could take care of the evil within the barrows. Wait.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter, Josh? Is there something wrong?
We're waiting.
I'm just casually putting some sausage in my friend's mouth. Have you have a problem here?
What?
Oh, I thought you meant it in his mouth, like Warbun's mouth. Oh.
No, your mouth.
Yeah,
This is not paying attention.
Oh, Otar just opens his
Yeah.
mouth open. Probably bites down to the floor, but doesn't care. Continue to stare.
If you're gonna let him, he's gonna slowly feed you.
Or
Otars will accept, yeah. Get fucking fed, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That happens. Corbin's just sitting there feeding Otar.
Corbin slowly slides his sausage into Otar's mouth.
Like every once in a while, I'll pull up like a napkin or something and like dab off his face.
It sounds just like that.
Man, this sounds like some real delicious chips.
Yeah, right? Want to share with the
So,
group?
Tula,
Lay's?
she smiles at you again, Merrick, and good that you returned. And she refills her mead.
Well, it looks like many still don't think many still think I'm a streaker here.
She I don't know. She grabs your hand and squeezes it. Do what you can. And so Tola actually stands up and she prepares a toast. Thank you. His chip crunching was in my ear.
He was in everybody's ear. But at least it wasn't a sausage in your mouth.
Corbin slowly sides his sausage into Otar's mouth.
Hey,
Oh, not till
Otar,
you
can
try
you
it.
order an extra large sausage pizza?
Glistening in the light of the fire.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to like tag this video as being unsuitable for children now.
You didn't do that to begin with?
I know. I was just gonna say you should.
Our last we had a whole conversation debating whether Andre has AIDS or not.
Oh, we completely heard you eating chips. So, Otar, she stands up and says, to our new friends, brave warriors all, confronted the Frostfells and cut them down like the dogs that they are. And you hear there's a cheer in the longhouse here. And she holds up her mug and everybody cheers. And you all pretty much get like slaps on the back and, people toast and click the drinking horns together, everything else. Anybody else?
Who's the biggest guy in here? Other than me.
You are by far the largest. Now, Ornor himself is 6'3", 250. He's a big guy. You see there are a few others that are big as well.
But he's the biggest?
No, he's not the biggest. There's actually a few others. One in particular, he's just gigantic for a human.
Is there like a barrel around?
Yeah,
Is there a barrel around?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to drag a barrel to like right in front of him, set it up, and just put my elbow right on it and put my arm up, like just staring at him. Like put my arm up for like an arm wrestle sort of deal.
You see some of the Nords, they looking impressed, looking at their friend. They're kind of chiding him in, and he says, "It wouldn't be fair for you."
You're right. You're right. I pull out my left hand then. Put my left arm down. There we go. That'll be fair for you.
We'll do this the right way.
What, you can put like a knife or something?
No. Just whatever your primary. Whatever. Yeah, right. Pulls out an axe and woof.
It just cuts off my arm.
No, his.
It beats you with it. Anyway, he primary arm. He sits down. So be it. And one of his friends. Okay, absolutely. That happens. Tula gets her one. And so...
Does he even managed to get one? Because she's been going around all the Nord dudes trying to convince one to give up his drinking horn.
She gets one.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an opposed, basically strength check. So go ahead and roll.
Just strength or athletics?
Strength.
All right.
All right.
Do I get advantage because I count as a large creature?
Nope. That's only when you're carrying stuff.
When I push, pull, or lift anything. And if I know arm wrestling, right, you either push or pull.
All right. So as you begin, it's pretty much a stalemate, as both of you are just stuck there in the middle. You're both straining. However, neither of you gives room. And let's roll another strength check. All right. So as you're arm wrestling this guy, you see the veins in his arm, his neck, He's struggling, but he's holding his own against you as neither of you again move.
Fucking tough
Just-
bastard.
Another one.
Oh, so-
Good
Well-
thing you got.
So while this is happening, Evie like does her invasive thoughts onto the other guy and just goes, "Boo."
All right. So he begins. He just kind of doesn't like nothing seems to happen, other than he actually gains a slight edge on you as he tilts just to your side a little bit. He smiles as through his through the strain. Let's see another one.
That's better.
All right, you take him to the opposite side, giving you just a little bit of an advantage.
I
All right,
wink
let's
at
see
him.
another.
Ooh, that's bad.
All right, and he takes it and he puts you back onto your side of the, pushing you a little bit further.
It's an intense arm
from
wrestling match.
center. It is. All right, let's see it again.
Yes.
All right. You get him down to about 3/4 of the way. You haven't quite pinned him yet, but one more time.
Still pretty good.
Oh, he pushes you up just ever so slightly, regaining a little bit of ground.
Ooh.
As you see, the people around watching, they are cheering. He takes it back up to the middle as he's struggling, but he gets you to that center point yet again. Let's see another one. He takes you down onto your side. Again, his companions are cheering him on, and the whole place is erupted in, pretty much paying attention to the match at this point. And all right, let's see your roll. All right, you take him back to the center point, evening it out yet
So
again.
intense.
All right, let's see it. All right, you get him. You put him at the halfway point to where he'll be pinned. He's struggling now. Sweat is beating up on his face, pouring down, as it is yours as well.
Oh, yeah.
This guy is ridiculously strong. All right, let's see another. All right, he pushes you back up to center, barely hanging on, but he pushes you up.
Ooh.
He pushes you down to the halfway point. As that's a big loss for you. As he pushes you almost to the point where he's gonna get you. And let's see it again. See if you can come back.
Ooh.
Ooh, a 12. All right, he gets you down to where you're barely hanging on. You have probably, if he wins this one, you're going to be done for. So let's see it.
22.
Oh, you get him back up to the halfway point, just straining under the.
Most intense arm wrestling ever.
Yep. All right.
Critical again.
Oh, you get him back up to dead center with that 20, and he's even leaning just a little bit towards his side.
20, pretty good.
He again takes your hand and gets you back down to halfway. As I rolled a nat 20 that time.
Shit.
All right, and you guys are just the sweat's pouring off of you. You can smell the alcohol coming out of your pores, and everybody's just going wild. Let's see your roll.
Get your 20 again.
All right, and let's see. Oh, with that, his arm finally gives, and you get him all the way down. You smack his hand down. As there's a loud cheer from the room as you emerge victorious.
You're the best. Raise my hands in the air.
Laughing, he pats you on the shoulder.
I give him like the manly handshake where you like grab his forearm.
Yep. And
No.
however, your arm is very sore.
Oh yeah. Just
I go up to Gorb and I start massaging his arm.
So you see he grabs a large drinking horn and hands it to you. It's huge. I mean, for him it's huge. For you, it's like a normal size. He says, "For you."
thank you. Name's Gorban. What's your name?
I will hand that for you momentarily. Of course, random NPC number 1.
I wanted the biggest Nord guy to be my friend.
All right. His name is Orm. O-R-M.
Love it.
They called me the Ox.
Good thing you didn't call him the Moose.
You would have been suplexed, sir.
Right then and there. Furniture breaks.
They call me Gorban the Hungry. Pleasure to meet you.
And so basically you go about celebrating, and basically you've earned the respect of all the warriors there. I guess you're in. What you gather is that this guy is probably the strongest out of all of them there, and it was a tough battle, but congratulations, you won an arm wrestling match.
The Nords are a lot like the football league. That's why like him and Merrick get along pretty well, because same kind of attitude.
You would have to swear that he has some sort of giant's blood in him, because he's just that strong.
Yeah.
Now instantly level up.
All right. Anything anybody wants to do?
Right. I'll just go around asking the group, is everybody still wanting to go to the burrows?
Wondering if what?
If the group still wanted to go to the burrows.
And I play some horrible bagpipes. One day I'll play bagpipes well.
That's not half bad. I mean, really, a 10 it's pretty much average. It's not bad.
They're all drunk. They don't know any better.
We need a sleep first. Let's do that. We have rooms here, son of the Jarl.
Basically, the way this is set up on the away from the fire on the outside, there's basically furs, whatnot thrown about the floors. Some people just wherever they fall, that's where they sleep. Others, they can go home to their own homes. But basically, when there's this type of celebration, basically you can stay here and if you wanted to. Otherwise, they can absolutely give you your own lodging.
I think I'm gonna go to a tavern. Otar gets up and leaves, finding a tavern.
There is.
Sure,
This is pretty much you are getting free drinks here.
No,
That's-
I understand.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, there's a tavern not that far away. Big drinking house.
Okay,
And,
I give the tavern owner however much gold it is to stay for the night.
oh,
That's
geez,
fine.
it's not even a gold. It's like 3 silver pieces for a room.
Shit. Okay, I'll give them exactly 3 silver pieces and head up in my room.
All right, good deal. All right, so for the remainder of the night, nothing in particular happens other than you continue to celebrate, and eventually you all fall asleep. The longhouse is very warm. The furs are comfortable, soft, as there is some straw underneath them to give it a little bit of cushion. Otar rolls a 3.
And gets drunk.
Hit dice for a short rest.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys get a short rest. Now, I will give you the option. You can take a long rest if you wish. 100% up to you guys. You don't have to. You can if you want. The invitation is open from Arnor.
Or is good with a short rest.
I'm good with a short rest.
Evie's fine with whatever.
That's not right.
All right.
No, deep.
Yeah, I defaulted all of them to D4. Corbin.
Cool.
That's why I had to roll the D8.
All right.
Should take that.
All right. So you all wake up, and then you think it's morning still. The sun is out, so it's later than you're used to sleeping as of late, as you're typically waking up at dawn. But being warm and comfortable, you all, and previously inebriated, most of you, you sleep quite the short rest, and you wake up to sounds of people moving about. Arnor emerges from back room, and you're guessing his bedroom, but he comes out. All right, Gorman, you cook a delicious breakfast with the items that you have at hand. And what is it that you make?
Well, you said they have like a lot of game and stuff, right?
Yep. They
Cold
also
soup.
have easy stuff like, they have chickens and goats, cows, sheep, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, probably make like a nice elk, like in like a potato. Or I don't know if they have. Do you have any other vegetables? Like a nice like elk stew for them
Alright.
for to warm up in the morning.
Sure. You absolutely do that. And yeah, you cook it up. It smells absolutely delicious. Honor appreciates that, tells his cook to get the recipe from you. And yeah, you guys basically eat your fill and gather all your belongings. Otar, you head back over to the longhouse.
Yeah.
Once you wake up. You found yourself sleeping in the chair, just like you did at home. Wasn't quite the same because it doesn't have the same butt imprint as the chair in your house, but it served the purpose.
Yeah, Otar tried to stay up the entire night because he's not very comfortable in his current situation, but falls asleep due to alcohol.
Alcohol and fatigue. Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely. So once over there, Arnor, after he gets some food in him and has a little bit of hair of the dog. He we be leaving this morning.
Oh my god.
I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody to see if they were interested in going. If not, then I will stay here, and if we can gather some of the soldiers, and we'll head there.
I don't know about you all, but if you all want to spend the week here, I'm going to go back to Elderholt. No offense to you all, but I have a home there. I want to make sure that everything in there is safe.
Why should we go check out the barrows? That's why we came out here in the first place.
That's if we were not going to the barrows immediately, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, is that we should probably do that.
Then let's do that.
I vote we do that cautiously.
All right, and
Many people always want to go.
so Clover, you do know that there is a gate not that far from the barrows. You're not entirely sure where it's at because it does change position, but you know there is a way to get back to the Feywild if you chose to do that. Or if you wish to take everybody into the Feywild, you know.
They're not ready for that.
Yes, as a matter of fact, yes. They're armorers, weaponsmiths. Armory, it basically has scale, chain. You could always get leather, studded leather. They don't have plate. That's not their thing. Uh-oh. You maced yourself.
Well, I suppose it is the barrows then. If everybody's agreed on that.
All right.
Yeah.
I hear no objections. So, you gather up some supplies. And I'm sorry, Merrick, was there something you wanted from the smithy?
I was just pointing it out for anybody because somebody
Oh.
talked before about it.
Yeah, if anybody wants armor or weapons, you can absolutely do that now.
Otaro will go to the local butcher and pick up like a couple days' rations, like 2 weeks worth.
Okay, absolutely. You do that.
Can I get studded leather here?
And whatever the price is in the player's handbook,
that's what
you pay. Yep. I'm sorry, Corbin, what'd you say?
Can I get some studded leather here?
Studded leather?
Yeah.
It'll take.
You have to go to your buddy's tailor.
Yeah, you count as a medium creature, so yeah, you can absolutely get studded leather.
Sweet.
That will be un momento, por favor.
1 million gold.
$1 million. So for studded leather, because of the deeds that you have done for the village, he is going to offer that to you for 40 gold pieces.
Hey, Otaro, I need 40 gold, please.
I hand him 4 platinum.
That works. There you go. Pay the man.
All right. You now have a set of studded leather armor. It is a reddish brown with some, looks like perhaps iron studs, but it looks like they're coated in perhaps bronze.
I can shift some of my recipes around then.
All right. And anybody else?
For
Armory, weapons, anything else? If you wanted to buy anything now is probably the time to do that.
what type of armors do they
The highest that they have pretty much is chain. Chain scale, it's leather, studded leather. Let me see. No plate mails or anything like that. They have hide, padded, ring mail, and they have shields.
how long would it take to work on my blade? Could they, sharpen it? Do that type of shit?
Oh, that won't take very long. You could actually do that while you're doing the breakfast thing and the hamster stew. You can basically sharpen the blade, take any of the nicks out. And actually, Merrick helped you out with that. Well, prior to the last fight, but it wasn't in too bad a shape this time.
Okay. And, all right. Yeah, that's good. How much does that cost?
Free of charge.
Evie offers to do it for you because she's got her Whetstone with her.
Well, I already did it, but if you offer it next time, she'll accept.
All right. So with that, you guys set off. By the time you head out, it's probably about 10 in the morning or so, a little bit before midday. And it is, let's see. All right. There are clouds moving in, but it is currently not snowing or worse. No storm predicted. And you make your way backtracking south, following the river. And eventually you come to a crossroads. You see that path continues south, and there's an old stone marker there in the road. It's anything that may have been written on it at one point has long since been worn away by the weather, but it still stands. And you see there's yet another path that leads off further into towards the mountains.
So where shall we go?
For those of you that are you're familiar with the area, the Barrowlands the Barrows. They are basically at the foot of the mountains.
Well, then let's go that direction.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent.
Did they like show us a map? Like, hey, here it is.
Maybe. Yes. Yeah. Basically, they have their own maps, and basically they told you to watch out for that stone marker and to head east once you hit that.
Because as an Outlander, then I know exactly how to get there. Like I can't get lost.
Nice.
All right. All right, you begin heading in that direction. You make pretty good time through the majority of the day. The way is pretty clear. It appears as if the trail has been windblown the snow isn't that deep across the trail. It leads further and further up into the foothills until basically there's pine trees, boulders. There's a small stream nearby, and you're basically following the stream up into the hills. By the time dusk begins to set, you guys are pretty well tired. It was a bit of climbing. The ground was slick with the snow and ice, but you made it without much of a hassle.
We should probably set up camp.
Most likely.
Look at that.
Wow.
Ask and you shall receive.
It's real nice.
All right. So the party, you set down for the night. You get a good fire going. You have a supply of firewood for the evening.
Oh, can I have my new picture?
Oh, no. Yeah, sure. Suddenly, Gorban disappears into the night.
It comes back
suddenly.
It suddenly comes back more ruggedly handsome.
And suddenly reappears, looking oddly different, but the same.
Different, but the same.
And so you guys are sitting around your fire. You cleared out an area there. There's a few boulders that you can lean up against or use as seats. But the fire warms your bones. And I hear a bunch of messages.
Am I supposed to see stuff?
Wow. That's.
I'm in a backpack. That's okay. I understand.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
I don't see any of that.
Do you guys want to like unmute?
What?
What?
Hmm?
You are.
I'm still here. I can talk. I just have been
Oh.
crying, so I didn't want to.
I thought I didn't realize I was like, wow, that's pretty much.
No, I just don't think I needed to inform the party that I braced up, so just put it in check.
So you guys are chilling out. What are you all doing? I will note that here you see off to the west of your position, there is what looks like a frozen lake, a small lake or a frozen pond. You saw it on your way up here. It is frozen over. Other than that, there are boulders, trees. That's about it.
I make sure to feed Odell and Rowan.
What's that?
I make sure to feed Odell and Rowan.
Oh. Okay. You feed them. Take care of the animals.
I assume we have our horses with us as well, right?
I made that assumption that you
Okay.
were bringing horses.
Yeah.
So
He just didn't say he was feeding the horses, so I'll feed the horses.
okay.
Oh yeah, I feed Lathander too.
The mule.
Yeah.
All
What do
right.
we have? I have a horse. Cora has a horse. And we have a donkey.
Okay. So who's taking
Yeah.
the watches? I'll take first watch. Gorbun, if you want to join me.
Sure. I'll join you.
All right. So first is Otar and Gorban.
Looks like it.
All right. So you guys, everybody else pretty much settles down for the evening. And so the two of you, there's a break in the clouds and you can see the stars above. The wind is bitter cold here. more noticeable here than it would be down closer to the river. But your fire is warming your bodies quite nicely.
So,
Robin,
yes.
before you say anything, just want to personally apologize for my actions a couple nights back. Wasn't something that I plan on doing often.
It's okay. I understand. Everybody has their own past. Everybody in this group's a little fucked up. I understand.
Yeah. Speaking of fucked up, what the hell was that shit with the heart?
Well, you know, it's how I respect the dead. Circle of life. You have to complete the circle for them to be able to move on to the next part.
Eat your heart out, kid. Oh, wait. No, sorry.
Completing the circle means you turn the heart into poop.
Eventually, yeah.
And why do you care about this circle of life so much?
Fucking brilliant.
Because it's the only thing that really makes sense, really. It's how nature intends it.
Came to the realization that when somebody's dead, they're dead.
Yeah.
Whatever they did in life doesn't truly matter, does it? They died.
All actions matter. Each has effect on everything around us. See, I could go over and push that tree down, but then the squirrel in it probably wouldn't have a house. But then a badger would come over and make a house out of it again. Each thing we do affects everything else. That's how the circle works.
Your metaphors are confusing. But I want you to
Rocky Mountain
know
Nuggets.
that, well, I think we're here to be here together. And I don't want to make enemies of any of you. But I think that's slowly happening. So I wanted to apologize for that. I'm not as trusting as I probably should be.
Gordon puts his hand on your shoulder. You open up when you want to, my friend. I understand. Put a tough shell out so you don't let the people in, so don't know how soft and gooey you are on the inside.
The more you fucking know. Well, nobody's looking. We don't have any prying eyes on us, I don't think.
Make
Pulls out
perception.
his sausage.
Make perception checks.
Ooh.
Gorbin and Otar.
Oh, shit!
All right, Otar. You see that the night is quiet. The one thing you do notice is the absence of wildlife. Perhaps that's just the altitude that you guys are at. Perhaps it's just the sturdier animals that come up this far. But whereas when you're down closer to the forest around the river, there was a lot more activity. Up here, there's just seems to be quiet.
Silence. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just gonna take out the holy symbol of my past. You might have seen that I wasn't exactly trusting of the Nords and, well, Merc's family, it seems.
Oh yeah, you were so focused on them, I had to feed you a sausage.
Yeah, that's what it does to me. Well, this is why. I don't. Yeah. Would he recognize it? It's a symbol of the Nordic gods,
I might.
specifically
You
Odin.
might teach me.
You can roll the religion check.
It is. Nope. It's a real nice necklace.
It's nice looking, but you have no idea what it represents.
What they did to me and my family is unforgivable. I will never trust another Nord for the rest of my life.
Is that why you look at Merrick weird sometimes?
I always thought the stories were just stories, but it seems as if it's true now. But let's get back to our watch.
Does your past have anything to do with that lady with red lips in a hood?
What the hell are you talking about, Gorbon?
The one you saw in the woods.
How the hell do you know that?
I'm a very perceptive man.
Insight check.
Oh, this is gonna go so bad. Oh! Yeah, I'm lying.
Go ahead and play that out.
How do you know that, Gorbon?
They just,
Don't want to make me angry.
little bird told me.
And look over to Clover. Look over to Andre and just kind of shake my head. Okay, well, couldn't be him. I'll be talking to one of those little birds. But it's none of your business, one.
I asked because I know her too. I've met her once before. In the abyss.
The abyss.
I saw her there as I was being tortured. As I was leaving, I saw her.
I'm going to say an abyssal. Well, I'm sorry about that.
I will say back in abyssal. Yes, it was very unfortunate.
Seems as if she is a connoisseur of many things.
So you do know her?
In passing, I suppose you could say.
Who is she?
If I'm going to be honest with you, I don't truly know.
Is she a demon? Is that why she was in the abyss? I would assume
Could
so.
be. She's what makes me be the way I am whenever I'm angry.
So I'm guessing you're not as I look over to like Cora and Merrick and Andre, kind of. You're not a human.
I was in another life. That life is long gone. The person that was is dead now.
I can
Whenever
understand
somebody
that.
dies, what they did in life doesn't matter, as I told you. Now enough sharing for the night.
Fair enough.
Let's watch.
Bro bonding moments. Kind of sit there, a little warmer feeling for each other. Hand
Nope.
like
Not at all.
over some ale.
It's
yeah,
freezing
totally.
cold out here.
Get you close.
Gorbon pulls out his sausage.
Not
No.
again.
Cora's human as well.
Yeah, I wake up whoever said they were going to be next for the...
And
Yeah.
Merrick's human, too.
Yeah, but he was found by a vampire.
Doesn't
So he's
believe it
your
anymore. Doesn't believe it. Fair.
friend. You guys are semi-undead
that-
buddies.
So said the zombie.
I'm
I'm not a zombie. You guys are really going to regret this when I get invited to the only human party or whatever.
I'm gonna go over to Andre and just kind of tap him on the head.
I feel like zombie and human are not mutually exclusive.
Andre,
Yes.
it's your turn to watch.
Excellent. Oh,
I think you
Take my
should
fist.
probably have someone helping you.
Evie will be. She's a light sleeper, so she'll get up and go with Andre.
It's probably a good idea. Otar's gonna go over to the rock and fall asleep.
Okay, it's much colder over there. Away from the
Okay.
fire.
Well,
We can say for
Otar is used
sake
to
of
it.
use,
I
for the
take my
sake
bear
of
cloak and give him it as a blanket, and then
I
I go
take a
back to the
torch
fire.
out and I light it. I will go out in the snow if I fall over and go to sleep.
all right, you do, and so Evie and Andre, it is your watch. Give me perception checks.
E.
Dang.
Damn, Evie.
Natural 20s in each check.
Yeah. I thought 22 was good. Yep, there we go.
All
I'm the
right.
only one, and I'm the only one that can see in the dark. This is bullshit.
This is a few hours after Otar passes out and goes to sleep. Everybody is asleep except the two of you. You guys are bordering on being awake and falling asleep yourselves. Cold is making sure that it is. You guys are definitely awake, though. This is bitter cold. The wind's gusting out of the north. And let me see here.
Evie is very thankful for her epic black bear cloak. It's...
All right, Evie, you see peeking around a tree to the south of you, a slight glowing.
Oh, it's a ghost.
And you hear a small voice. Is it okay now? Can I come out?
Please no.
Hi, little one. Are you okay?
You see this does not have a solid form. You can see directly through it. It is the ghostly form of what is probably a human girl, relatively young. Says there's bad people around. I have to be quiet, otherwise they'll come to find me. Is your friend one of those? Pointing over at Andre.
Okay, poor boy.
He looks a bit moldy, but he's all right. Who are you?
Okay. My name's I'm Iska.
Do I notice this happening?
This
Conversation.
all of a sudden you're like, whoa, what the? You know,
Yep.
it's like you turn and you're like, jeez. You see the ghostly form of what appears to be a human female child. Says, I'm not here to hurt you.
That's what I would say if I was here to hurt someone.
It's like, there's the bad ones are around.
Did she seem sincere?
You can roll inside on her.
Does she
inside.
look?
I hit the wrong one.
That's perception, but
Yeah, well, I'm going to insight.
Does she look like human or like? And if I could tell, like Nordic or not?
you really can't tell it as far as that's concerned. Human, yes, absolutely. Really, other than the facial features and the hair, and the faint outline of a body, you can't really tell too much beyond that. But You don't get any feeling that she's lying or trying to deceive you in any way. She seems to be pretty sincere.
What happened to you?
She gets a sad look on her face and kind of bites her lip and looks down. She says, I died a long time ago. The wasting sickness. A lot of us got it. My mom and I, we didn't make it. She's buried up there too.
But you're still here? Are you stuck here?
Kind of. I don't know. I've been looking for. I've lost something. It was given to me a long time ago. And she tells you it was shiny. It was silver. It went in my hair. It was like a comb. It held my hair in place. My dad gave me that, but I can't find it.
I thought she was going to say she was wanting to find a teddy bear and it was be a rerun of that Baldur's Gate quest.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna. I remember playing that. No, actually.
Do you know where you misplaced it?
The bad ones have it.
Hmm. Can you tell me more about these bad ones? Maybe we can get it back for you.
Really? And you see she gets a genuine look of like excitement on her face. Well, they're bad. They're like me, but they didn't stay dead. They have real bodies. Well, what kind of bodies? They're really bad. They kill most people that come up here.
Can they hurt you?
They try. I run from them. They scare me.
How many of them are there?
A few. 5, maybe more.
And I hold out my hand and I conjure like a small little flame in it. I'm like, can any of them do things like this?
Kind of. It's not that kind of magic, but they're just really bad. They can make fire. They have fire in their eyes. What are you going for? What are you looking for, Evie?
I'm keeping an eye on the surroundings. I don't quite trust her, so I'm sort of keeping an eye out, making sure she's not distracting us.
Fucking creepy that she just kind of keeps floating around us.
That's what I was thinking when she circled us.
If you find my silver comb, can you bring it back to me? You can leave it right here.
Would this be the best place? If it would.
I stay right over there, and she points past Otar. You see there's a series of rocks. Might be gravestones or a cairn. Something you're not sure.
I was so hoping you're about to say that Otar is sleeping on her grave.
She says,
Makes sense.
She said, "This one's pretty. My hair used to shine like that too."
Fucking weird.
Yes. Well, if I find your comb, I'll certainly try to bring it back to you.
I'd like that. Evie, she looks at you, she says, "You have horns."
She does have what?
Horns.
Yeah, I'm not human.
No, that's okay. You're still pretty.
Oh, thank you.
She hovers around.
I make my eyes glow like all the purple light.
She says, "That's pretty neat. I like that. I like purple." She says, "Well, I have to go. The bad ones are coming."
Do you want to stay with us?
I need to go away. I'm sorry.
Are they coming now?
Yes.
Hmm.
Be careful.
At this point, I definitely turn and shake Merrick awake.
Yeah, I prod Gorbin in the butt.
Like, I think we might be getting company soon.
All right. Roll perception checks.
Ooh. Let's see how this goes this time.
All right.
Wait.
So, Evie, you hear cracking and scraping. As you guys are waking everybody up, I would say,
everyone get up! Everyone get up!
Gorbin, as you're kind of facing off to the west. As you wake up, you see light from out this way. Very faint.
Some light to the west.
I get away from the fire and sort of go to the tree for some cover
What
and
the fuck?
stealth up.
Okay.
Hey, Otar.
I suppose we're
There's something
fighting.
here. Probably.
Okay. I take out my fists.
Take out your fist. I just put my fist on and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I unsheath my fists. I cast punch to the face.
Mhm.
All right. So
I tie the
Gorbin.
Everlight torch to my belt so I can get some light.
All right. Let me go ahead and update that here for you.
Yeah, I stand over here just to be on the safe side. Make sure nothing's gonna come up behind us.
Oh wait, Clover doesn't have a sight, does she?
Yes, she does.
Well, she probably just doesn't. Like, there's fire anyway, so there should be light.
Wait.
Matter.
Let's
see about knocking the light out, the fire out.
Oh,
so
Clover just said in the chat that she can't see, so that's what I was
Oh
saying.
well,
That's her
yeah.
characteristic.
If you douse the fire, it's going to get really cold really fast.
Well, also I think Cora Merrick can't see in the dark.
Yep.
So it'd be like a real disadvantage for us. Well, the undead, I'm pretty sure, I had no problem with
I
it.
think Gorbin can't see in the dark either.
Correct.
I can see in the dark. I just can't see the map.
You guys
Yeah,
useless.
her character
Oh,
does
my
that
God.
sight. That's what I was trying to say.
I am so sorry.
Sorry, I mentioned that when we
There
first
you
put
go.
it down. I was like, it might not be relevant.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay. There you go. Is that better? Everybody can see?
It's like a yes.
Yep, can't see.
By the way, is it who doesn't have night vision?
Merrick and Cora.
I do not.
Merrick,
And
Cora, Gorbin.
And Gorbin, yeah. But Gorbin has a torch anyway, so.
Yeah, as I'm running past, I'll just kind of like pat Cora on the shoulder and I'll cast light on her armor.
Ooh, I see something ugly. And it's not Gorbun this time.
So for the next hour, you shine 20 or 40 feet.
Put a big target on her back.
Pretty much. She has armor.
I just undo the torch I got. Uncover it.
I'll move up here.
And with that, you see 3 corpses approaching from the lake. You see they drip with water as if they just broke through the ice and climbed up and are approaching you. You see their skin is a bluish black. You see the fire in their eyes, almost surrounding their entire head in a flame. You see they these are different than anything you've faced before. Each of them wields weapons that they perhaps once used when they were alive. And they are approaching from the pond or lake. And I am going to call it for the night, as it is 11 o'clock just about. And that is the perfect spot to stop for the evening. And next week, we'll continue with a lot of plot. Oh, wait, no, that's not plot. That's hack and slash.
Nice.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, next week you will find out what these are, and if you like, you can quickly roll nature checks to figure it out.
Sure.
I'm assuming it's going to be Draugrs, but you never know.
You are correct.
We're all very in touch with our nature, guys.
Yeah.
I have a +4 in nature, guys. I'm pretty good at this.
So Gorbin and Andre, you know these are the Draugr.
Draugr.
It's the fucking Draugr.
That means dead person in Nordic.
I mean, they.
I think it's a particular dead warrior, but yeah.
A little more complex than that.
And
I
in
mean,
real life, it means again walker in Nordic.
Yeah. It really they're kind of like the equivalent of revenants. So, yeah.
Oh
Zombie
fuck!
zombie.
Oh, revenants are not good.
Nope.
We need-
These are. Perhaps this is what that other band, the other band of adventurers, ran into. Who knows? But you'll find out next week.
Why do they come out here again?
Revenants don't die. Oh no.
Good thing
So-
I die like a normal human would.
I
mean,
don't
we
you
could
see in the dark? How do you do that?
scientifically.
What's up?
I said, how as a human, how do you see in the dark? Is that like an undead thing?
It's my human vision. I see in the dark.
Yeah.
It's
exactly how
something to do with
Wolfhard
his
sees
class.
the dark.
It has to do with his class.
Yes, my
I know.
class.
Class
is-
being revenant.
You don't need to know my classes.
He really is an undead.
She's a-
Cora's bat senses would be going off.
In the
if-
DMG, there's a race for skeletons.
We all know, like, as players, that he's not undead, but everybody in the actual, like, as a character, like, he's a dead guy.
I mean, he's the friendliest dead guy you've ever met. So
Oh yeah,
You know.
definitely.
I've met a lot
I
of
mean,
dead
that's-
guys in my
He
time.
is a sexy zombie.
And I
He's-
don't
he's
smell,
undead.
so that's nice.
I mean, if we're
He's
being
undead
technical here,
functioning.
if we're being technical here, Gorpin's undead too.
Yuck.
I died and came back to life.
Yeah.
Scientifically proven revenant.
There's
Andre's
also a
a
race
fan of
versus
the undead.
zombies in the GMG.
you can actually. There's rules for being ghouls and everything else. Yeah, and of course, I mean, if you wanted to, you could be vampires and
The ability
Whatnot.
score for zombies.
it's
Yeah.
all that stuff has its drawbacks, of course. But you know.
Most people hate you.
Oh my god, I was reading something. This party, their character died in game, and they brought him back through necromancy, and he played the ghoul as
Oh, I think I remember you.
He played as a ghoul for the remainder of until the ghoul died. But yeah, he played it. That I'm like, that's sick. That's. I mean, it's pretty awesome, but like, wow, I don't know that I'd want to do that. Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. Let me pick my ear up and put it back on.
I always
Anyway.
thought it'd be cool to play like a person that turns into like a were thing.
My last character,
a werewolf.
I turned into a were-tiger. However, I had that reversed. Didn't fit my character to stay like that. And one of my companions was a were-bear. Or something. I don't know. But
It's good until you get turned into a were-boar. So that's not fun.
then all hell breaks loose. Shit hits the fan.
Then a little fairy makes you their mount.
He is my friend.
This ugly boar thing. But I'm gonna
I
go,
spared
guys.
his life.
Yep.
All right. Have a good night, all.
Good night, everybody.
We will see you next week.
Night, everyone.
Adios.
Night, guys.